Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Madam Minister, dear guest, it's a truly pleasure to be here with all of you today as we witness the launch of our very first national satellite, SHALE-1. It's extremely important for Qatar and the rest of the Arab world to have increased capacity in broadcast and to increase the connectivity. All of this would not have been possible without the clear vision of our leadership, the Emir of the State of Qatar, His Highness Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad bin Khalifa Al Thani, and the father Emir, His Highness Sheikh Hamad bin Khalifa Al Thani. And today we are all proud to witness the cornerstone of this vision come true. I would like also to extend my great gratitude for the successful launch to everybody present here. I think this could not be happen without, I will start with Eutelsat communication. I know, Michelle, we had a lot of fight, you had given us very hard time, but today it's worth every one of our fights. So thank you, Eutelsat. I'd like to thank Arianespace. I know that we debated when we thought, are we going to go with you or to go with your other competitors? And I think we had made the right choice. So thank you for making it a successful one. I'd like to thank also ISRO Satellite Center. And I'd like to thank most of all SHALE team. I'd like to thank the 4 young engineers that they came. I don't know where are they now. Mohammed Al-Lemi, Mohammed Sayed, Ibrahim, and Thani. I still remember first day I met you more than 2 years ago, and when you just joined SHALE-SAT, and when I saw you yesterday, I really felt proud of what you had done, and this could not be happen without our CEO. I think Ali, you did great work. I think you went through that, so thank you for all the work. I really thank you. Without the support of all the people I mentioned, and without the technical support of Jack, I know, Jack, you were very good in giving us hard time, but at least now it was successful, so thank you. And for all the operational excellence that we had, we could not have been where we are, so thank you a lot. SHALE-1 is the first step in our strategy to enhancing availability and quality communication services in the region. This means more TV channel choices and cable provide option in Qatar. This also means ensuring Qatar commitment to meeting the sophisticated broadcast need required to host FIFA World 2022. Launching satellite is no small task. I saw it today. I always thought that it's something simple because in paper it looked very simple, but today I realized how much that it's a very complicated process, and I am pleased that this vision has become reality. I'm sure we can create even more exciting changes to develop Qatar into regional center of excellence of a sustainable national satellite industry. We have already taken additional steps, including the recent acquisition of more frequency to further our agenda. Our next satellite, SHALE-2, will be fully controlled from Qatar. And I'm looking now also to explore another option for SHALE-3 as the neighborhood of 7 West. That will be SHALE-3, that's where we are going with Eutelsat. And I'm counting on the Madam Minister to help us to convince Eutelsat to just start this. I'm looking forward to creating more exciting changes and making technology and even more empowering sources of the people of Qatar. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for, I know you don't hear me, but thank you for all the work that they did. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. First of all, just allowed me to say some few words in Arabic. أبارك لكم وللشعب وللحكومة هذا الإنجاز. بدون جهودكم ما راح يتحقق، وبدون جيتكم ودعمكم هني هذه نفتخر فيها كلنا. So, Your Excellency, Ms. Nicole Brick, Your Excellency, Dr. Hissa Al-Jaber, distinguished guests and colleagues, with the successful launch of SHALE 1, I am delighted at the prospect of meeting the requirement of our key national stakeholders and make of Eutelsat a regional operator to reckon with. Unlike any of the already established satellite regional operator, we have had a double challenge to overcome. Not only we have had to build this strong partnership with Eutelsat, SSL, and Arianespace to reach this successful launch today, but we also had the tremendous skills to build a company from scratch. And it is only this context that you would understand the challenge that we had to overcome and the value that our partners have brought to this successful enterprise. And so my congratulations go first to all to those who made this happen, and in particular to the leadership of the State of Qatar and to all Qataris who are staying for long delay and late night to witness the launch of SHALE 1 today. But today is Arianespace Day, and thank you, Stefan, and your team for the successful launch. SHALE 1 will meet our immediate demand and is already a milestone in the development of SHALESat, but there is more to SHALESat and to Qatar ambitions in space. As Dr. Hassa mentioned, SHALE 2, our next satellite, is already a work in progress, and we intend that the two satellites help make of 26 East direct to home broadcast neighborhood the premier hotspot in the Middle East and North Africa region. So for now, we look forward to a successful satellite deployment and in-orbit testing so that we can also congratulate SSL without any reservation. As for Eutelsat, our partnership is clear, will not end. Dr. Hassa mentioned that SHALE 3 will be 7 West, 8 West, so we are ready for the next opportunity, and we would like to be working closely in SHALE 1 and the developing of other opportunity as arise. So everyone, thank you and wish you a great day, and I would like to thank all the people in Qatar for the successful launch of SHALE 1. Thank you.
My name is Michel de Rosen. I'm the CEO of Eutelsat, and I will try and be brief in my comments. The first comment is we all feel better. Before we were all tense, and now we feel better. The next comment is to say our gratefulness to Arianespace. Arianespace has not only a great launcher, Ariane 5 is today the best launcher in the world, but also a great team of people who work day and night to provide extraordinary service to its customers. We started working, Eutelsat started working with Arianespace 30 years ago, and this was in fact the beginning of Eutelsat. It was our first launch. And in that spirit, this is where I need, where is my colleague Johan Leroy? Here, Johan. I've asked a French artist called Pierre Wiazemski, who is known under the name Viaz, to paint a special painting to illustrate the fact that this is the 30th anniversary of our collaboration. So, Johan, if you take, if you can give this to Stefan. Well, Stefan, here you are. And we gave, there are numbers on this present. Number 1, we're giving to you, Stefan. Number 2, we're giving to Dr. Al-Jaber. And number 3, we're giving to Dr. Brick. So if you, but maybe you should open it because show it, it's quite artistic, okay? And I hope you will like it. And it is a bit protected. So I want to say something else. Stéphane, you are the new, so yes, you can show, I don't know if there is a camera. You see a launcher, and then you see like a bouquet of satellites, okay? Which again is the artist's view of many launchers and a very long-standing collaboration, okay? Now, I'd like to add a comment on Stéphane. Stéphane has become CEO of Arianespace only a few months ago, after the very well-known and highly respected Jean-Yves Le Gall, now head of CNES. And I was very impressed because Stéphane used to work for the French government, and I can say this as a Frenchman. French people have sometimes a reputation of being arrogant, and sometimes it's true. Sometimes it's true. Well, Stéphane is not arrogant, and his first move when he became head of Arianespace was to go and see his customers, go and see us, go and see the other customers and listen and ask what we want, et cetera, et cetera. So the attitude is exactly the right one, and I'm sure that you will be as successful as the new king of Arianespace as your predecessor has been for many years, Stéphane. Now, Dr. Al-Jaber, also called Dr. Hesse and now called Your Excellency. It's difficult to say, but I learned. We started this collaboration a few years ago. It was a long negotiation, and when the negotiation was finished and the contract was signed, I thought we were done, but we were never done, because you immediately said that you wanted more than what was in the contract. You wanted that we expand to 7 degrees west. So I have to be grateful to you because you did put trust in our collaboration, and without your involvement, and you remember that there were some enemies who tried to make our negotiations more difficult. Without your trust, we would never have signed the contract. There would not be this satellite. So the present I have for you is a very different one aside from this one. Americans pretend that they were the first people on the moon, with Mr. Armstrong. In reality, it's a European citizen who was the first on the moon, called Tintin. And so, if you can, Johan, this is a model, could you give? A model of the rocket of Tintin, which I would like you keep in your office, so that when you have visitors in your government office, you can tell people that Europe was on the moon before America, okay? Okay. So, Ali, my gratefulness also goes to you because you were very patient with Eutelsat, and we all respect you. You are energetic, you are intelligent, you have natural leadership skills, and we are convinced, I'm convinced that you will take your new Qatari company to a very high level of success. So for you, I have two special presents, different ones. The first present I will give you when we go to the dinner of tonight. We asked the appropriate international authorities to dedicate a star to Eutelsat. So there is a star. I'll give you the official document. This is serious. It's not like this rocket, which is, of course, humor. There is a star that is now dedicated to Eutelsat, to Qatar, and you will have the official document. And I thought that was a good symbol of what we are doing, of what Qatar is doing, which is to go to space. And then the second present that Johan will give you now is an English version translation of the memoirs of General de Gaulle. This is what he wrote about World War II, when he was nearly alone in London, and then a bit more people, but he faced extraordinary challenges. And he never gave up. He never gave up. And just like you have to build from scratch an organization that one day will be very large, very international, and very powerful. But you need the main quality, which is one of your great qualities, of will and doggedness and tenacity. And so de Gaulle is the greatest Frenchman of the 20th century. And I think the book, you will like it. It may give you ideas on how to succeed in your fantastic project. These are the comments I wanted to make. And again, to all Arianespace and CNES, thank you. And to Tintin, congratulations. Okay?
On behalf of the Government of India, I wanted to thank Arianespace, Stephen Israel, CNES, the European Space Agency for their various roles in enabling a successful event today. And I would also particularly like to thank my colleagues from ISRO, Dr. Shiv Kumar and his team, people who came here a few days ago, and others who have been here for more than 45 days, working to make another contribution to technological advancement of India and to contribution to societal development, to communications revolution in India. So the work that they have done has, in a continuing way, enabled government and the people of India to be proud of what they're doing. The event today is also a reflection of the strategic partnership between India and France. As Stefan mentioned, in the area of space, we've been partnering for more than 30 years, and this is the 17th launch here. And it's not just that we are launching our satellites from Kourou, but also French satellites have been launched from India, and we have done joint Indian and French satellites. And it is only a part of the wider cooperation between our two countries. In that context, I would like to thank the Honorable Minister of Foreign Trade, Madame Nicole Briggs, for being here, and all the work you have been doing to further strengthen relations between our two countries. So thank you for that. I wanted to take this opportunity also to congratulate the government of Qatar on their immense achievement and wish you the best for the future, and of course also Eutelsat and all their partners and collaborators. Thank you very much.
Good evening to all of you, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy today because we got one more satellite correctly placed in orbit. Congratulations to Arianespace for having done such an excellent job. On behalf of Government of India, on behalf of ISRO and all my colleagues at ISRO, Chairman ISRO and all my colleagues here, we thank Arianespace and of course rest of the people who worked for this mission in placing our satellite in the correct orbit and giving us the right start for the mission. In fact, the update is that whatever one person was asking today, that's saying that you're deploying solar panels so quickly. Yes, we are doing that. Within 20 seconds from separation from the launch vehicle, we deploy the solar panel correctly, and that's working very well. That's the update from the control center. And of course, we have to do a lot of things. We should do I think, in about a week's time for us to really get on to the payload operations. Things went on very well for us at this Kourou Space Center, and our people enjoyed their stay here. They did work very well and fun. They thank the cooperation from Arianespace for having really placed us in the right right spirit and then right condition, I should say. And they really are very grateful to Arianespace for whatever that they have done. And at this point of time, I just want to say that, yes, we'll come back to Kourou for probably next launch and the launch later. Once things go well for us, once the approvals are there for us from the right set of people. But all said and done, a good mission to start off. Our GSAT-7 is in the right orbit, and users are really gearing up for using this satellite. In another 2 weeks' time, we'll be able to declare the payload operations successful, and by the end of September, we should be able to really give it to the users for them to really use it. So all said and done, work has well begun, and it's just giving us the right push for us to really think for doing something more for our country. All said and done, these things do help India quite a lot, because all said and done, satellites make a difference for us, and we have made a difference for the society, and they have understood it quite well, and we continue to do that. And thank you very much, all of you, for having supported us quite well. Thank you.
Yeah, dear ministers, ladies and gentlemen, I will be very brief, if I may. Thank you, first of all, for all our customers to be here today. We are very proud that we were once again trusted by Eutelsat, of course, by our friends from Qatar. We were very impressed by their enthusiasm just after the launch a few minutes ago, when we all of us celebrated the success of the launch of tonight. Thank you very much to our ISRO colleagues to be here once again. They were already 1 month ago here during the last launch. As it was said, we have also a long-standing cooperation with them in the field of Earth observation, and we are very proud to be able to monitor such a cooperation with them. Mais ce que je voudrais dire aussi, c'est bravo, bien sûr, à Arianespace.
What I'd also like to say is well done to Arianespace, dear Stefan, and all of your teams. Well done to the industry involved, 57 consecutive launches in 10 years. That's quite a feat, and I think it's something we can be proud of. Obviously, I hope it's going to continue, and as you said, Stefan, we'll be doing everything. The ESA teams, CNES teams, Arianespace, industrial teams, everyone will be doing everything to make sure that this success continues. We have to be very vigilant and rigorous, extremely rigorous when it comes to quality, something we were talking about with Michel de Rosen from Eutelsat this morning. I mean, it's a risky business, and we know that, and we have to make sure that all of our quality, production and operation procedures are extremely rigorous and as perfect as possible, and that's certainly what we try to do. I'd also like to say congratulations to the CSG and its teams, people from the CNES, but also those from industry. Well done to the CSG for being so available, so efficient. We've just had 4 launches in 3 months, and they've all been very impressive. We had one with Soyuz, one with Ariane and the ATV, the automated transfer vehicle, also AlphaSat. It's a very large satellite involving significant telecoms innovations, and also this of this evening, the launch of this evening. So well done to the CSG for having been so effective and efficient and available. Well done also to the teams who, over the month of August, have been working hard. Stefan, you made that point. They have been working hard to deal with the problem of the flame duct. It had to be repaired. We had people involved in that work here on site. Ariane, which is the subsidiary of Vinci in French Guiana. I mean, it's important to have significant French companies and their subsidiaries here, because very often there has to be a very rapid intervention. And thank you, Minister. Nicole Bric, Minister for Foreign Trade in France, thank you for being with us this evening. That shows, once again, that space is one of France's ambitions. It has been for a good 50 years. I mean, Michel de Rosen was referring to General de Gaulle in his memoirs, and he was concerned with this as well. You can see that we are constantly concerned with this. We think that we're one of the locomotives of Europe. So many thanks to you, and also thanks to the government. We appreciate the fact that you're here, because it goes to show how attached the French government is to French Guiana, because it's the site, the hosting site for the CSG. And I'd like to take this opportunity, obviously, to say hello to all of the local representatives here, the prefect, the elected representatives, and the people who are outside in Sinnemarie and Cayenne watching all of this on giant screens. And we want the CSG to be the space center for all people living here in French Guiana. So it's a great honor now, Minister, for me to give you the floor.
Madame la ministre,
Minister Al-Jaber, Excellencies, Ambassador for India, Ambassador for Qatar, members of Parliament, elected representatives of the regional authorities. Stéphane, you invited me and I came. I came, I saw. What did I see? I saw the success of all of the teams involved. We're talking here about an area of excellence, space activity. We're talking about a significant European aeronautics activity and company, and we also have a significant space company in France and Europe. And there are actually not as many of them as that. And that is really why I wanted to make that point. Arianespace has launched more than half of telecoms commercial satellites that are in operation throughout the world. Arianespace is a global leader, and over the last 10 years, it hasn't had a single failure. It's a real success story. Stéphane, you're very fortunate. You're very fortunate to be in charge of such a tool. And Eutelsat. Eutelsat is also the result of European resolve. You're the third global telecoms operator. You've just succeeded again with an acquisition in Mexico. And I'd also like to say, even though they've not been involved in this evening's launch, that our two manufacturers, Astrium, and I went to see them in Madrid at the end of last year, and Thales, Arianespace, make up some 20% of the global market. Minister, Excellencies, you can see that your satellites are in very good hands. They're in very safe hands. I would very much like to say, particularly to the residents of French Guiana who are here this evening, that for us, the space sector is a pool for employment. There are some 12,000 jobs in space in France. Of these, some 1,500 are direct jobs in French Guiana. Some 50% of its activities are export activities, and the turnover figures are highly significant. If we take a look at the figures for 2012, we can see this, and you can see how important this space business is to us. Now, I realize this in hearing the speeches that were made just before me. This success, there's no denying it, is the fruit of a trusting relationship that we have seen develop with the customers. And sometimes it's not just a trusting relationship, but a real friendship. Arianespace has launched all of the 17 commercial satellites for India. This is in the context of an exemplary partnership it enjoys with ISRO. ISRO is one of the major world players in space. Today, Minister, ambassadors, dear Qatari friends, I have to say how proud I am to see that Arianespace has launched the first commercial satellite for Qatar. And I saw just before, when you were there with your TV teams, that you are so happy to have seen this launch. I really want to acknowledge this tremendous success. I've been to your country twice. Last year, I accompanied the President of the Republic, and I am sure that he was closely monitoring this success tonight. Now, I'm looking for you over there. Yes, you reminded me that the government is providing full support to this sector in the area of research and development, carried out by the CNES, and you know that the future investment plan will provide an extra funding to this research and development activity. And you've already made this point, and I'd like to thank you for that. There's also what is provided through the COFAS. We're talking about 5 billion euros. And it's true that the space industry is the third user after aeronautical activities and defense of the credit insurance scheme that we have. So there is support that's given, but there's a reward that comes because the companies working in the sector have posted tremendous success over the summer in Abu Dhabi, in Russia and Brazil, and in the neighboring country to French Guiana, Brazil. We can say that it's becoming a serious partner in space activity. This evening's launch concludes a tremendous summer period that we've enjoyed because French companies have performed brilliantly, as you've already recalled. And I can tell you that they represent the strengths of France, its innovative capabilities, its ability to develop programs. And I'd like to acknowledge all of the engineers who are here this evening, who are still closely following what's going on. And I know that this is the 215th, so some people might become blasé as a result. But I am sure that in this long success story, this success is once again a way of breaking through further frontiers in space. So there's this innovative capability, engineering, projects. That's what France is all about. And we have to say that, whether we're saying it in French or in English. And I have to say that I appreciate your humor, Mr. de Rosen. You got a rocket, and I was just actually telling one of my neighbors that I gave one of my grandsons a similar rocket. They come in all shapes and sizes, even giant ones. So let me conclude following this success. Long live Ariane, long live India, long live Qatar, long live European ambition for space, and long live France.
So I think it's time to conclude. Maybe in French, I don't know. I will try to speak French. It's easier for me than to speak English. But I think everybody has guessed that I was French as a result of my accent. So just thank you one more time to all the VIP present with us tonight. It's really a great honor. Thanks to the ministers, the ambassadors, the CEO. Thank you very much. Just to say that as we say, the show must go on, and so we will go on with Soyuz in Guyana, Soyuz in September for O3B, which is about bringing internet connectivity to the 3 other billion living close to equator, and Soyuz after in November, later on in November, with for ESA with Gaia, which is a very important satellite for space exploration. So thank you very much to everybody. And now, que la fête commence. Merci beaucoup, Madame la Ministre. Merci, Madame la Ministre.
The show must go on. Thank you, ministers. Have a good evening.